Judicial Watch has filed a federal lawsuit against the Department of Justice alleging the FBI violated the law by withholding non-exempt records about January 6th shooting victim Ashli Babbitt. You may recall Mrs. Babbitt was shot by Capitol Police Lieutenant Michael Byrd while inside the Capitol that day. The $30 million lawsuit filed against the U.S. government alleges that the incident was an ambush murder of Babbitt and asked the federal court to compel the FBI to release all documents related to Babbitt and her death. Last year, Mrs. Babbitt's estate and Mr. Babbitt filed separate Freedom of Information requests with the FBI for all files for Ashli Babbitt, both of which were denied by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. So joining us now is the Director of Investigations and Research for Judicial Watch, Chris Farrell. Chris, welcome back to Victory News.
Thank you very much. Great to be with you.
Okay, for those of us that watched that and saw that happen that day, I saw it in real time. What's your goal with the Freedom of Information Act or the FOIA lawsuit on behalf of Ashli Babbitt's husband and estate against the United States Department of Justice?
Well, it's sort of a follow-on or complementary lawsuit to the $30 million lawsuit that we filed for the wrongful death. There was only one documented homicide on January 6th, and that, of course, was Ashli Babbitt, who was recklessly shot by then Lieutenant, now Captain Byrd of the Capitol Police. And we had filed requests seeking records and documents that the Department of Justice had and the FBI had concerning Ms. Babbitt. And, you know, it's really wildly disrespectful. Here's a dead woman shot by a police officer. They've had the request for over a year. They're non-responsive. They don't even bother answering Aaron Babbitt, who's asking for records on the death of his own wife. They don't even bother to respond. So we have to sue them. And this is, again, the follow-on to our larger wrongful death lawsuit. But there's got to be accountability, and there's got to be justice. And we're going to exercise the legal system to get that for, not just for Aaron Babbitt and the surviving Babbitt family members, but for the American people who saw what happened.
Yeah, she's a military veteran. There's a lot of other things there. Thank you for doing that. Now, Joe Biden was out in Las Vegas bragging about student loan forgiveness, and he's defying the Supreme Court. Here it is.
You're getting notices right now. You're going to get notice to be cut. This time you're not having doubt like you said it. It's going to my name on the file. The Supreme Court of the United States blocked me, but they didn't stop me.
So Biden claims his student debt cancellation is free. It's not costing people. Chris, is that even partially true?
Not even remotely. I mean, first of all, there's sort of this incoherent rambling. Thank goodness there was Chiron at the bottom of the screen to interpret whatever his rambling statements were. But more importantly, guess who gets to pay for his attempted bribery? You know, what he's really doing is he's trying to bribe people. He's trying to buy votes. He thinks that he can simply, you know, diminish or eliminate people's debt, and therefore they'll be beholden to him. And so in November, they'll vote for him. It's pretty gross and blatant.
Yeah.
But who will end up paying for it is people who never went to college.
Right.
That's
The irony for me here is they demonize the governor of Texas for violating or going against the Supreme Court, and he says I did it.
About it.
Yeah. All right. On the latest Judicial Watch podcast, you spoke with award-winning investigative immigration reporter Jenny Taylor from the Daily Caller. Tell us what she discovered in her work.
Two big things. Number one, Homeland Security let an al-Shabaab terrorist run wild in the country for a year. He's a bomb guy. He was an explosives expert. So who knows what he was doing during that year that he was running loose. He entered the country in California and made his way up to Minnesota. I don't know if he consulted with Ilhan Omar or not, who knows. But he was up in Minnesota running around. He's a Somali, a 27-year-old Somali. There's more details to come out. That's some great reporting she did. And then secondly, she revealed she got video of this, it's like the Ambassador Club lounge for illegal aliens in Atlanta, where they have their own separate lounge. They're guarded by what appears to be a member of the armed forces, and they're catered to and distributed around the country on various flights.
Wow.
And so she's broken a couple of great stories.
Sure.
And I encourage your viewers to check out our podcast.
And I want people to do that for sure. Chris, we're out of time, but I can't wait to talk to you more about this. I encourage people to go watch it. Thanks. Be back to you in just a moment. Mike?
Sure.